Today we're counting down the top 10 roller coasters at Carowinds, a Cedar Fair park that sits on the border of North and South Carolina, specifically in the Charlotte-Fort Mill area. They have tons of awesome roller coasters, but it's time to figure out which ones are the best. Taking 10th place is Flying Ace Aerial Chase. This is a cloned kiddie coaster, and in all honesty it's not that great. The nickname for this ride is a Vekoma Hang and Bang, and they call it that because you hang below the track and it's so shaky that you can bang your head on the restraints. Although this definitely is meant for the smaller audience, so they'll probably enjoy it more than the average coaster enthusiast. Next is Woodstock Express, a family wooden coaster. This is not a bad little woody at all. Again, definitely meant for the smaller audiences, but it's definitely more enjoyable than the Flying Ace Aerial Chase. Next is Nighthawk, and this coaster has so much potential. It could be one of the best coasters at Carowinds, except it is so rough. The entire coaster is shaky and it's not enjoyable at all. I've ridden the other two Vekoma Flying Dutchmans, Batwing and Firehawk, and those were very enjoyable rides. Awesome coasters. I don't know what the heck is wrong with Nighthawk. The other two were smooth, this one is not. But if it weren't shaky, then this coaster would be much higher on this list. But because it's so rough, it's hard to enjoy it. Next is the Carolina Cyclone. This is an aero looper, and it's known for switching colors throughout the ride. This isn't a bad coaster at all. I mean, it's not glossy smooth, but I wouldn't say that it's really a headbanger. I mean, it's nothing really special, but I'd say that it's an okay ride. Next is the Hurler, and don't confuse this for the Hurler at King's Dominion. The Hurler at King's Dominion is going to be a lot more rough than this one. This one is actually decently smooth for a wooden coaster. I didn't find much airtime on this ride, but I did ride in the middle of the train. I think if you're riding in the back or the front, then you'd probably get some airtime. But at least it's smooth, so that's why it's taking the number 6 spot. Number 5 is Vortex. And if you have a bad ride on this, then it's really bad. When I rode it, I found it to be just fine. I mean, it's a stand-up coaster, so you can only like it to a certain degree. But I didn't think it was a bad ride. If the restraint is too high, then this could be really painful for you. So if you set it low enough, then it's actually okay. I mean, it has a decent layout, the inversions are fine. It's nothing really all that great or notable, but if you know how to ride it, then it's actually an okay experience. Number 4 is your traditional boomerang, the Carolina Cobra. We all know the boomerangs, there's nothing really special about them. This one does have the better restraints that some of the others don't have, so that is worth noting. But I don't think that there's much to be said about this coaster since we all know about them, and this one is going to be no different. Now's when we get to the good ones. Number 3 is Afterburn. This is my favorite B&M inverted coaster that I've ridden. It is intense, it's got that old school B&M feel to it, and it is a kick-butt ride. It's glossy smooth, the inversions are awesome. If you go to Carowinds, make sure to get on Afterburn. Number 2 is Intimidator. This is my favorite B&M hyper coaster that I have ridden. It's got an excellent layout, provides some great airtime, and it is very smooth. All 3 of Carowinds' top coasters are very smooth, and coincidentally they're all by the same manufacturer. But I cannot emphasize how great Intimidator is. Some people aren't as big of a fan of it as I am, so maybe I just rode it on a really good day, or maybe other people have just ridden it on a bad day. But I am a huge Intimidator fan. So taking the number 1 spot, you all know what it is. It's Fury 325. This is my number 1 roller coaster that I have ridden. You've already heard me say that I love the top 3 roller coasters at Carowinds. All 3 of them place in my top 10. That's one of the main reasons why I love Carowinds. Their top 3 roller coasters are phenomenal. They're probably one of the best 3 of any park out there. But let's talk about Fury. What's not to love about it? This thing is tall, it is fast, it is intense, and it is beautiful. You get hang time, you get air time, you feel the G-force, and it is an uber long ride. This is the longest steel coaster in America. If you go to Carowinds, make sure to get on their top 3 coasters, but if you have to get on one, get on Fury 325. I cannot emphasize how amazing of a ride this is.